couldn't be more deserving. You got me cloud surfing, cloud surfing, cloud surfing. You got me.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Hey, to LoveHers 808 Podcast.
Hi, everybody. We've missed you all. It's been, 2 weeks since we've been on?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Great to be back.
My name is Ms. M to the ZZ.
And I am Lordine Jean-Francois.
Jean-Francois.
I only say it like that because that's the way you say it, you know.
You gotta say it like that.
Hello.
Well, today's topic is love is not enough.
Yeah. Right. That's a very strong statement.
Whoa, what do you mean? Love is not enough.
What do you mean?
What exactly does that mean? Love is not enough. What does that mean? In relationships, marriages.
Yeah.
I think it's, an old program that's running that, we love each other, so we stay together.
Yeah. All we need is love.
All we need is love, that concept. And we know, just look around. Look at the stats,
Yeah.
Love is not enough.
Yeah, and not just in like intimate, like romantic relationships, but even family, friends, love is not enough. It's not enough. There are other things that need to be present in order for relationships to be healthy and to last and endure trying, difficult times. Other than love, or in addition to love.
In addition, yeah.
Because love is important now, right? Highest vibration, one of the highest vibrations, very important. But
unconditional love,
highest vibration, right? Yeah. But in addition to that, there are some other things that need to be present in order for relationships to be fruitful and beneficial and extremely beneficial and healthy and life-giving.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Sure. Yeah. So why isn't love enough? Why do you think
about to go there?
Enough? I knew you must know. She'd be reading my mind. It's the mastermind effect. We'll get to that later.
Why is love not enough? Well, we know that, and I think, if you ever had the experience, I'm sure plenty of y'all have had the experience where you can love someone and y'all are just no longer in alignment with each other. You know what I'm saying? You no longer resonate with each other. You don't even vibrate on that same level, but you still got love for them. You still love them. You might not be in love with them. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, that's one of the key reasons why love is not enough, because as a human here on earth, right?
In this physical body, having this human experience.
Right? We are all here to grow and to expand, right? And when you get into a relationship with someone, a partnership, a romantic relationship with someone, you may have met them at a certain level, a certain frequency that you vibrated on, right? And that experience is obviously what you needed at that time, but it's not necessarily what you will need over time or what you will need in the future. And because we are humans and we are evolving constantly and constantly growing
and becoming greater and
greater, right? Becoming, tapping into our highest potential. That person that you're with, if they don't grow with you and really, if they don't grow with you and and at a similar frequency.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Because you guys can both grow and grow in different directions.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
what my purpose is could be different than what their purpose is. Therefore, we are growing out of alignment. But we have to grow. So it's not like, if you choose to stay, you end up stunting your growth if you can't do it in alignment with each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's why love is not enough.
Yeah.
Because you can love them, but that doesn't mean it's for your best or their best interest. Like, are they going to grow the most if you guys choose to stay together?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No. Definitely. So I think we were talking about this earlier. What reason, season, lifetime, right?
There you go. Yeah.
And there are certain, relationships that are intended just for a particular reason. You were meant to learn something, or for a particular season. You were meant to be together during whatever, experiences, situations, trials that came up during that time for the both of you, right?
Absolutely.
And so, because we're here to expand, right, to become greater, what's really important, the reason why love isn't enough, what's really important is making sure that your vision and your values and even your purpose, that those things are also in alignment.
Yeah.
Right? Because when those things are not in alignment, then that is, most importantly, that's what makes getting through difficult times that much more challenging. Because when you don't know why you're in it, right? When you don't know what the shared interests, the shared goals, the shared purpose of your union is, then when trials present themselves, there's more of a likelihood to resign to what's coming up, to the challenges that are coming up, when you're not attached to why this is all important and what it all means, right?
Yeah.
Especially since those trials are part of the experience that we're meant to have on this physical plane, right? So you have to accept that as a given aspect of expanding and becoming greater, not just in your human form, but spiritually, right? So when there isn't a connection to the value and the values and the vision, when those situations come up, the willingness, the courage, the stick-to-itiveness that's required to get through those challenging times may not be there in the way in which it needs to be there in order for you all to go through and grow through those challenging times that get you on to that other side.
Yeah. And there's a reason why they say birds of a feather do what? Flock together.
Yeah.
And I want to also bring up, because just from my own personal experience, my personal journey of growing and expanding and evolving.
Yeah.
Let me get hot. Let me stop.
I'm wearing my entrepreneurship is dope shirt. Being an entrepreneur is dope, guys. Get you one, okay? Go ahead.
Get you one.
You talking about the shirt or you talking?
So, what was I saying? You threw me off. Stop playing. Okay, so
you got it.
On that personal journey of growth.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
Man, it can get lonely.
Yeah. Personal experience is what you're about to talk about. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people can relate, but I can just speak for myself. It can get lonely, right? And so when you have a partner who is also in alignment with you, and they're also working on their own inner growth and expansion, right? We have the same goal. We want to be the best that we can be, right? We want to evolve into the best that we can be, right? And that is both our focus. It's not as lonely. You know what I'm saying? Because birds of a feather flock together. And like one of the key principles to
That was good. That was good.
Mm-hmm. One of the key principles to, like when you start to get into like being successful, personal development, entrepreneurship, wealth building, is that you have to surround yourself around like-minded individuals.
Yeah.
So
Indeed.
if that is your path, and I'm just speaking for me because that is my path, and you're with a partner that is not in alignment to that, has no desire for it, has no intention, no goal.
Yeah. It's resistance.
The resistance, right?
Yeah.
You end up canceling each other out, and you also end up stunting your own growth. Because your partner is the one that you spend the most time with. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
Like who you choose as a partner is so key to your own personal development because you're going to be spending the majority of your time with this person. Not only that, you're going to be intimate in ways that you won't be intimate with anyone else. You know what I mean? And that that intimacy
on a soul
level and a spiritual level.
Yeah.
Right? They are going to embody your spirit and you the same with them.
Yeah.
So if you vibrate low, if you are unconscious, meaning not aware, and your partner is conscious and aware, and you guys are swapping spirits and souls, and you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think that does for you, the one who's who has the intention and the goal to grow and evolve, and you end up blocking blessings. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not even vibrating at the level that you could be.
Yeah, which means you can't really attract what it is you're wanting to attract.
Law of attraction.
Absolutely.
What we were reading earlier about the law of what? Resonance?
Yeah, the law of resonance.
Right?
The law of resonance. Resonance, exactly. Just illustrating the importance of, like you were saying, making sure you have the right kind of people around you because we match each other's energy, right? And so what the law of resonance basically says is when two objects or people in this context come around each other, there's this natural tendency for their vibrations to align, right? There's this natural tendency for their vibrations to align. So with that in mind, the people you have around you, there's a natural tendency for you to calibrate, right? For you to align with that energy, that level of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's deep.
And that's physics. I mean, that's physics.
Yeah.
You know, and when we are energy, right? Energy and motion, right? Atoms and electrons and ions and all of that, right? So it really is physics down to the science of it, right? We vibrate on the same level. So you got to be mindful of the people that you have around you, especially when you're working towards and you're serious about your personal growth. And that is definitely the case when it comes to your partner, for sure. For sure.
Right. I think I was listening to something last week and they talked about like, the importance of choosing a partner that you're in alignment with because you're going to have, just think about this, you're going to have over 1,000 meals with this person. Right? So who do you want to sit down and have over 1,000 meals with? It better be someone you like and you resonate with, and that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's of the same mind frame, same intentions, because when you get to the third meal and you don't have nothing to talk about, you ain't got nothing to grow about. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like you want to try some new type of food, but they don't. They want to. You keep eating spaghetti every meal. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like that's gonna get boring. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take more than love for me to come to the table and eat that again.
Yeah.
And again. And again. You know what I mean? I'm being silly, but I'm also serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. You're going to have over 1,000 million. And I'm talking in reference to, like, you know, someone you want to marry. You're going to marry this person. You're going to have over 1,000 mils. They're going to be one of the greatest influences in your life. Yeah. Because you're spending the majority of your time with, and that intimacy and the spirituality piece of it. And if you're going to raise children together, you need to be in alignment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You need to have that meeting of the minds. Absolutely. And be able to grow and allow each other to grow and evolve, and give each other the space to grow and evolve, and not try to smother the other, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or stunt the growth because of lack of consciousness, lack of awareness, or fear. Yeah, right? Of fear, that's a big one. You know what I mean?
And fear of what? Fear of what? Being left behind, or fear, the unknown. Exactly.
You know? And a lot, like, if you're not secure within yourself, and if you're not working on your own personal journey and development, you don't even understand that concept to allow someone else to do that, because you're unfamiliar. Like, you might look at it like they're trying to leave you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you take it personal, and it don't got nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? But if you were working on your own inner growth, you would understand that. So that's why it's important for individuals who are going to have that union, be in union. You know what I'm saying? That's what the whole, what's the joint in the Bible about the yoke? The yoke.
Yeah, someone said that being equally yoked,
for real,
transitions. Damn. I think that's Tabitha. Hey, Tabitha.
Hey. Equally yoked. That's what's up. They done dropped the download. You wrote it. I didn't even read it. Yeah. But it came. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. Love it. Yeah. So yeah.
That's it. That's it. No, I mean, you said so much, you know, you said so much. And I think what it really boils down to is, once again, being more aware of, you know, self, right? Being aware of self, because that is always important, right? Being aware of self, being aware of what your strengths are, as well as what your areas of improvement are, right? What matters to you most in life, right? Absolutely. What your values are, right? And your willingness to pursue those values, to pursue the vision you have in mind for yourself, and being with someone who sees the importance of that equally as much as you do, if not more.
If not more, you know? Yeah, because then you won't stunt each other. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And you won't be so fearful of that growth. Because, you know, as we get older and more mature and learn from our lessons, learn from our mistakes, we ultimately learn the art of attachment, or not being attached to a particular outcome, because ultimately we end up trusting God, you know, trusting the universe, trusting source, whatever you want to refer to that higher power as. And you will ultimately know that if it's not working out, there is something greater. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Always. And when you surrender to that, and let, what they say, let go and let God. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever happens, you know it's for the greater good. You know what I mean? It might be the end of that season. You know what I mean? But there is a reason, and there is something greater on the other side. And the quicker that you can surrender to that, the faster you can get to that blessing. Yeah. And not trying to, like, hold on to, you know, what you think. Right. You know.
And
you got to say, go ahead.
That's so good, because it just makes me think about, like, how much of a difference knowing that, right, would make when people have arguments or disagreements, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the detachment, right? Really, oftentimes, the reason why arguments cease to come to an end is because we're trying to prove that we are right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I believe John and Julie Gottman, famous psychologists in the area of love and relationships, they ask their couples a question: do you want to be right or do you want to be loved and loved? Right. But so much of what keeps conflict going, because conflict is healthy. It's not about avoiding conflict. It's about learning how to approach conflict, move through conflict, right?
Yeah.
In a healthy way, right?
Yeah.
But if we're so attached to the outcome, that outcome being right,
Yeah.
then there's this tug of war that continues to go on because that is the intention. But if you know, to your point, that there's something greater on the other side of this conflict. What's on the other side of this conflict is maybe us getting to know each other better. Getting to know what's important to the other person and ultimately discovering whether or not we're on the same path. And when you know that whatever is on the other side, there's greater there, you're not so concerned or so fearful about what the outcome will be. Right? It's more about it being a growth experience, understanding each other better, and then seeing how the conflict affects the evolution of your relationship. Right? Now that is being the observer.
And it is another form of intimacy. You know what I mean?
Speak on that.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, if you think about it like that perspective. Because when you experience that contrast with each other and you're not in agreement, right? And when you get to the naked truth of it, it allows a certain level of transparency and vulnerability, right? And when you get there, after you let the ego surrender to the ego, you know what I mean? And you surrender to taking everything personal, right? Now you're putting down the walls, right? And now you have to be transparent, and you have to be vulnerable, and because ultimately it's usually that disagreement is usually dealing with some type of hurt. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely. I love that you said intimacy, because intimacy, and I've said this before, into me see. And so when you see conflict as an opportunity to create greater intimacy, you're really seeing into each other, into me see, in a way in which you hadn't before. Exactly.
And as long as you all kind of keep the goal and the intention to love each other, you know what I mean? And like you said, not trying to be right all the time, and also not taking things personal and like it's a personal attack, right? But I think we were learning something else we were reading. We always reading something, listening to something. Something was talking about how when you as a couple look at things, obstacles, challenges as a team, right? And it's not who's right or who's wrong, but it's more like, okay, we're on the same team. There is a problem. How are we going to fix it? Like, what kind of solution can we come up with? Rather than the blame game. Getting into the ego and all of that. But it's more like, let's tackle this together as a team. So how do we do that? And that requires more than love. You know what I mean? Like, that requires skills.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
Communication.
Emotion
regulation skills.
Yeah, man. Like insight, awareness, and constant growth. Like constant learning. Like I'm learning that more and more now. I do a lot of personal development as far as like, you know, with success, right? Wealth building, financial literacy, right? And I'm only recently getting into that type stuff, and I'm learning through those avenues about the importance of masterminding, mentoring, right? And constant growth, reading. And now I'm starting to realize more like it's the same thing with your relationship. If you want it to grow as well, you're gonna have to put that. I don't like to say work in because I don't like when people say, you know, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of growing. It's a lot of understanding. You know what I mean? It's what else would you say? Without saying work.
It's about intention.
Yeah.
It's intention setting, right?
Right.
It's an investment.
It's an investment. I like that.
Yeah, it's a deposit.
It is.
Yeah. Into what the greater, right? Into you know, into the goal, into the vision that you have in mind for your union. Yeah.
For the union.
Absolutely.
For the greater good of the union.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, you know, being able to read books that will build the skills of communication, love, relationship, like that's key too. Yeah. And being like even listening to podcasts like LoveHers 808 hand plug.
That wasn't a plug at all. That wasn't a plug at all. Yeah.
You know, but listening to, you know, other information sources that are talking about these things in relation to love. Like it's constant growth because you're always growing, you're always evolving. So what you once thought, you might not think that no more. Yeah. With if you're open to receiving new information, and that's the growth part. So if you no longer think the same way, and you're growing, that is going to require you to get new skills, new tools that maybe you weren't even ready for. Yeah, you know, a couple days ago, a couple months ago, last year, and you shouldn't because you should be able to keep the levels going and going and growing and growing. And every time you grow, you're going to get a new skill. Yeah. A new tool. Right. You know what I mean?
Right. And the skill is in the growth.
Exactly.
Right? You're developing the skill while you're growing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that contrast is what allows that to happen. If there's no contrast, you don't grow. Yeah. Because why would you need to? Yeah. You know what I mean? And I don't know, like, just to be clear, when we say contrast, we're talking about when something seems not in alignment, when something seems like when something seems wrong, right? You know what I mean? Right. But listening to Abraham Hicks, shout out to Abraham Hicks, she always talks about that contrast, you experiencing that contrast, that situation, so that you can grow. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because when you're comfortable and everything is gravy, there's no need to grow. Yeah. You good. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know, to you know, take that one, you know, step further, you are growing. Because the contrast creates the greater expansion that you're becoming. Right? It's happening at the same time. Right? So that contrast is occurring, and in that contrast there's an ask, right? There's something that you want as a result of what you're experiencing. Yes. And then your higher self becomes that thing, right? And now your job is to align with that thing, right? So the contrast is what births the expansion, right?
And you gotta surrender.
To it. There's a question here. Steve Bird 62, is love not enough unless there's sacrifice? So yeah,
we think we thinking the same thing about the word sacrifice.
Right. I want to know what you mean. What do you mean? Right. What do you mean by sacrifice? Because there's room for compromise. Right.
I like the word compromise. Better than sacrifice.
Yeah, because sacrificing it's like you're giving something that you don't want to give, right? In hopes that you'll get something in return, right? But I think at least that's how I think of it, right? Compromise though is realizing that if I give in this way, I'm doing so for the greater good of the situation, the greater good of the union, right? Well,
and can we agree on a common unity? That's the compromise, right? But and we're real big with like words, because words have frequency, words have power. You know what I mean? And if you look, if your perspective looks at it as a sacrifice, it already has a lower vibration. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good.
So just a matter of tweaking that perspective, but that compromise. So if I read it like that, is love not enough unless there's compromise? You know, I would say that
compromise is necessary.
Compromise is necessary, but there's also the other things that we talked about with that love, because you can love someone, you can compromise, but still, if your goals and your intentions are not in alignment, that's not going to be enough. You know what I mean? And maybe it's not supposed to be. Maybe that's when you have reached that pivotal level of as far as you can go with that person, and now it's time for the next level. You know what I mean?
And I like to share like an example. So if we have a goal, we want financial freedom, right? This is a goal that we are working towards, right? It's something that we both value, okay? And what comes up is having to compromise around certain things having to do with finances, right? Now, I like to go out to eat quite a bit. That's how I celebrate. And so does baby. Right? If it were up to me, we would be out eating probably every day of the week.
Hello.
Right? Okay? Every day of the week. Right? But because we have this goal of financial freedom, right? The compromise comes in where we're like, okay, we'll eat out twice a month maybe, right? Or maybe even twice a week instead of every single day of the week, which is what I would like to do, right? So that's compromising with the intention of moving toward the common goal. Right? Instead of sacrificing, because the only way it would seem like sacrificing is if we're not in alignment with what the goal is. If there is not alignment in terms of what's important and how you plan on getting there, then yes, any decision that's made that isn't made in that context would seem like a sacrifice. That's why it's important to be clear about what your values are, what is the vision you have for your future, and what does it look like to get there? What steps do we need to take in order to know that we are moving toward the life, the vision, the values, the goals that we have, right? So that it's not about sacrificing, it's about us moving in the same direction, right? Steve, I hope that was helpful. Let us know if you have another question. But thank you, that was a good question.
And I want to talk a little bit more about the whole mastermind principle.
Yes, let's talk about that.
So can I read the quote from Napoleon Hill? And if y'all not familiar with Napoleon Hill, go look up Napoleon Hill. Has some great books. What we got was
Think and Grow Rich
is one of the most popular ones.
Outsmarting the Devil.
Oh yeah, is it Outwitting
the Devil. That's a good one.
That joint was bang. That's good. But okay, so in relation to mastermind, because we find that being able to have a partner that you mastermind with, right, and you can put your minds together and work together on a similar goal.
Absolutely.
Right? Because two minds is better than one. You know what I mean? And it also creates a level of intimacy with your partner, a level of respect. You know, and it allows you all to grow together. So Napoleon Hill, he says that he believed that when two or more minds came together with positive energy a definite aim, and complete harmony, a third mind was formed. All the participants in the mastermind have access to this third mind, which helps the individuals in the group form new ideas and receive inspiration.
Powerful.
Right? And that's powerful if you're able to do that with the person you spend the most time with, the person you're most intimate with. And if you guys can mastermind together, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like no limit.
No limit.
It's no limit.
No limit. What if we masterminded together?
Oh, man.
What if we go ahead? Go ahead. I'll go after. Go ahead. What are some of the things that our third mind, that powerful mind, has manifested for us?
Oh, man.
What would you say?
Woo. Hello. You're watching it. It's one. This is show, LoveHers, #808, comes from us masterminding. Because, like, we mastermind all day, every day.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. Like, and it's such a great feeling to experience that with your partner. And it just, I know for me, it keeps me constantly growing. You know what I mean? Constantly evolving. And, like, I love it. So, like, we're constantly, like, reading books together. We listen to podcasts together. YouTube episodes.
Yeah.
Abraham Hicks stays on repeat throughout the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we meditate together. You know, we, yeah. Like, I mean, it's so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We work out together.
We do.
You know,
We do a
we
lot
read together. We do. You know what I mean?
Together.
And we just have great conversations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Indeed. Yeah.
So LoveHers 808 is one of our masterminds. Outcomes. Right.
Yeah. LoveHers 808. I would say our Toro business.
Yeah.
Like baby don't like to talk about like what she be doing. Like this lady right here, she be doing
I'm trying to get better at it.
Here is an opportunity for you to get better at it, right? Right. So babe came to me. How long ago? When did we start Toro? It's been less than a year, right? Less than a year.
Almost. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we started. Well, it might be close to a year.
Yeah. Babe comes to me. She has this idea about Toro. Now, mind you, I had never really heard of Toro before. All I know is that Babe wanted to get some cars and put the cars on. We was gonna rent the cars out and make money. I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Right? Within the matter.
But that's key too. Having a partner.
Yeah.
To be able to receive the idea and be in alignment with it,
because
our goal is what?
Financial freedom, right? So
yeah.
Definiteness of purpose, which is what you just read, right?
Yes.
The purpose, the definite aim is for us to be financially free. So I'm like, hey, if this is something that's going to move us closer to that goal, what do we need to do to make it happen? Let's do it, right?
I love that.
Why it's important to have the same vision and values, right? So within a matter of 2 months, how many cars did you have? No, this is not a joke, right? But this illustrates the power of the mastermind, not just the power of the mastermind, but the power of being in alignment, and how being in alignment increases the speed in which you attract the things that you desire, right? Yeah. Right? Because think about it in this way, right? Thoughts become things, right? We're all energy, emotions are energy, thoughts are energy. Thoughts become things, right? And the more momentum you add to that energy, those thought forms, right? The quicker those things can manifest, right? So if you have two people thinking about the same thing, putting their energy and their attention on the same thing, that's a double whammy, right? So it's double the momentum, right? When it comes to that specific goal and outcome, double the momentum. So in a matter of 2 months, you have what? 6 cars? Yeah. In a matter of 2 months,
I think it was like 6 cars.
We had 6 vehicles. 6 vehicles on Toro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mastermind effect.
Mastermind effect. Absolutely.
And the power of being in alignment, this intention, energy, because where your energy goes, right? That where your attention goes, that's where your energy flows, right?
Yeah.
And what you're flowing energy to, it has to manifest. It has to.
There's no doubt about it.
There's no doubt about it. And that's whether it's something you want or something you don't want, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So that is the mastermind effect in practice, right? In application.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Toro, let's do it. 2 months later, 6 cars.
Yeah. And that's because now, like, I started joining mentorships because I figured out that is the way to go. Like, that's another fast track. Why? Because you get into these mentorships and you're around like-minded people and you guys are masterminding together. And then you're learning from a mastermind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you get the shortcuts. It's a hack to the whole system. So, you know, in these groups, you know, everybody's talking about all these different ways, having several different streams of income, short-term car rentals. Then I learned about short-term rentals, like Airbnb arbitrage.
Mm-hmm.
Came to baby and was like, babe, we should get some Airbnbs. She like, well, tell me about it. Look, all we gotta do is get the apartments, get a corporate lease, rent it out to nurses and medical students.
Let's do it.
And we good. We gonna double the income.
Let's do it.
But if she was not in alignment with that,
vision, values, right?
Mm-hmm. I might not have felt supported. I might not have got what I needed, the strength, right? The courage to do it. And I might have not did it. Mm-hmm. Now, what did I just do? Stunt my growth. Mm-hmm. You understand? That's why it's key.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And if you keep stunting your growth because your partner's not in alignment, then now what you got?
Wow. Dis-ease. I mean, dis-ease in the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, because, you know, there is a built-in innate urge, desire that we have to grow, right? Going back to what we were saying earlier about, you know, that being the main reason why we're here, to become greater, right? Mm-hmm. And so when we aren't going along with the natural flow of that evolutionary process, right, then our body could start to break down, right? We experience dis-ease, whether it's mental dis-ease, physical, spiritual, emotional dis-ease, because what we're doing is we're blocking our natural evolutionary process, right? So it's just, think about what it's like to suppress energy, right? If you're suppressing or repressing your natural evolution, then at some point the body has to experience the effects of that, the side effects of that. Yeah. And that's how people end up growing apart in relationships, and you're experiencing more conflict because you're feeling unfulfilled and unhappy, resentment, right? And then you start to blame your partner for where you are emotionally, spiritually. So that's when the dis-ease starts to occur in the relationship, right? Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
And that's why it takes more than love.
That's
I want to read. Somebody had left a. Did you see that long comment there?
I think it was I think it was Tamara. She said, "Bye." Yeah, go ahead, read it.
Okay, you can probably see it better.
It says, "Buy stock in the restaurant you like, and you can eat there as much as you want because you are eating in your restaurant." Hello, hey Kumar. Hello. That's what's up. That's we gotta do that. That's a Wall Street trapper.
Hey,
come on, Wall Street trapper.
Bring it on, bro. Bring it on.
And richest
man in Babylon. Heck yeah.
Baby read that book.
Yeah, that was a good one. Good one.
Yeah.
One of my favorites though is what's my thing? Oh, The Alchemist.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
You're such a lover. You are. Love her. No, but you really are.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met anyone that loves love as much as you love love.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Don't make me cry. Don't make me get all
No
emotional.
crying. Okay. No crying in baseball.
right.
Anyway,
All right.
enough of that. Get a room.
All right. So, mastermind principle.
Oh man.
It's just important, and it's so great to know that power is available to you, right?
Man.
Like to know that by joining with and aligning with someone that is where you are energetically, right, has a similar, similar values and a similar vision, and also a similar desire to contribute to the overall, expansion and elevation of humanity.
Look at you.
Yeah.
I was about to say that.
It's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Yeah, because with that, you know that this is bigger than just you two.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Right? This is bigger than you and I. Like, this is about family legacy. This is also about generational wealth, but really even beyond that, investing in or contributing to the conscious evolution of humanity.
And ultimately, because, even bigger than humanity.
Yeah.
Because, we're human here. But when, my spirit leaves this body, I'm no longer human.
Yeah.
But the work that I did while I was here didn't just contribute to humanity, but it contributed to
your soul,
the omniverse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because as above, so below. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, the inner work that you're doing here contributes to your ancestors, right? And to the future generations.
Yeah.
And now it might get a little deep here.
Go ahead. What is it?
Because
what? Get deep.
We are spirits having a human experience.
Yeah.
But that don't mean every experience is going to be human. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but the work that you did still affects whatever that other thing that you were, will be, can be. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
And that is greater than humanity, but it's to the all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's so big.
The all.
That is big, and that's the thing.
The great I am.
The great I am.
Yeah.
The great I am. And that is, again, becoming responding from a place of consciousness instead of reacting from ego, right? Because when you're consciously aware of the magnitude, right, of your significance, the role you play, the role you and your partner play, the role that your union has, right, and that greater becoming, right, it really makes some of the things that we fight about and argue about so insignificant.
Absolutely.
And see, that's what the ego does. The ego narrows in on shit. I'm sorry. On stuff on Sunday night, on stuff that's so irrelevant. And that's how we get distracted, right? That's how we get distracted. That's how we get taken off of our path. And I'll use that term loosely because, whatever you do, it's always working out for you, right? But that's what maybe slows our progress a bit, our movement toward, our goals and our true purpose. But that is the thing. When you are able to step back and see and know that this is greater than just you and I.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
It really puts some of those insignificant things in context.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you don't see that greater if your visions and your values are not in alignment.
Yeah.
You can't see it.
Yeah. And it's not an easy task.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It's not an easy task.
Absolutely not.
Definitely. Also, I read something earlier. And I wanted to bring it up in relation to what is required in a relationship for it to work. 3 C's. Connection. Oh, can I get an amen? When you hear bells after you say something, that is the universe ancestors telling you they're in agreement. So you need connection, you need compatibility, and you need chemistry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like those 3 C's.
3 C's.
Yeah. Connection, compatibility, and chemistry.
Yeah, it covers it.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you can, back to the whole title, you know, it takes more than love. Love is not enough.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can love someone and not have the chemistry.
Yeah.
Or the connection.
Mm-hmm.
Or the compatibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You know,
if any one of those things is missing, it's not going to work. Yeah.
We need them. It's absolute.
I think, you think we got all of them?
Stop playing with me. See, she want to play games.
Oh, you acting fresh.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Well, we definitely don't want Instagram to
trust.
To
Somebody
cut
said
us
trust.
off.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Oh, how much time we got?
Yeah. Well, on Instagram, about 5 minutes or so.
Okay, good. We're gonna keep it in alignment.
Yes.
Trust is that. Yes,
Trust.
Definitely.
We were just talking about trust. What was that definition of trust that you shared?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So no, let me see if I can remember right.
Mm-hmm.
So trust.
Yeah. It's being okay. Uh-huh.
Is being. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is being. This is a new way to think about trust. Trust is being okay with not knowing what you don't know. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you okay? This is in relation to your partner. Are you okay
Yeah.
with not knowing
Right.
about what you don't know?
Mm-hmm.
Because you trust.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need to know
Yeah.
every single thing about what's going on because you trust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that definition.
Yeah. When you define trust like that, it's like you really have to put some things aside to be able to trust in that way. One being the ego's desire to control everything, right?
Yes, Lord.
Yeah, because it really is about surrendering, right?
Surrender, man.
Absolutely.
That's a process.
Absolutely.
It's an ongoing process.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It is.
It is.
It is.
It is.
You know, a definition of trust that I learned some years ago that really spoke to me was, you know, trust being defined or more about my ability to trust myself to be okay with what comes up no matter what. Right? Yeah. So knowing that, because people are people, human beings are, we're all fallible, whatever. We're all here learning and going through and growing through and mistakes and lessons and all of those things, right? And you can't dictate someone else's life journey, right? So for me, to trust someone really is about me trusting me. Can I love you wholeheartedly, understanding that we're all human and sometimes things in life happen. But knowing that in the event something did happen that hurt me, I would be okay with or able to deal, right? Able to heal, right, as a result of that experience, right? And to grow. Right? Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Beauty. Don't you look at me like that.
All right, this is when it gets a little intense. So we're getting ready to sign off before Instagram kicks us off. Okay. So connect with us. You all are already connected with us, but
the new date.
Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Just so y'all know, we are going to change the day of LoveHers 808 podcast because we know it's springtime. It's about to get hot. Yeah. Y'all not going to be in the house on Sundays.
Right, exactly.
No more. Y'all going to be outside playing.
And
we're
going to be outside.
We
was outside last week. That's why we wasn't on here. Out here with Tamitha and Kumar in the streets.
Hey! So we're going to move it to Mondays at 7. So make sure y'all join us next week. Yeah. Monday at 7. Yeah. Because y'all know y'all don't like Mondays. So now you got something to look forward to on Monday nights at 7, the Divine Hour, LoveHers 808 podcast. So my name is Ms. M to the Z to the Z. Yeah. And this is the beautiful
Lordine Jean-Francois.
Jean-Francois. You speak French?
You should know what I speak by now.
My love language.
We appreciate you guys too.
Absolutely.
Love you guys
Thank y'all
so much.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes.
We appreciate y'all. Put the little lights right there.
I know.
All right, y'all. Y'all
Thank
stay
you.
blessed. See y'all next week, Monday.
Yeah. See you then.
Peace.